Hi everybody! Today we're going to be painting some really cool dandelions using some cut up pieces of paper towel rolls, or you could use toilet paper rolls. We're going to need a cap to a water bottle, any type of bottle. We're going to use some Q-tips, maybe a straw if you have one. We're going to need cotton ball. If you don't have cotton balls, you can just use paper towels. You are going to need some paintbrushes. Okay, if you do not have a paintbrush, not a big deal. You could use a pen or a pencil and turn it into a paintbrush, because we're just going to be using them for a thin line. And we're also going to need a little tray to put some paint on. I'm just using a piece of cardboard wrapped with tin foil and any type of white paint. I'm using a white craft paint, okay? And I've already put the white craft paint down, and I just kind of spread it around a little bit so it's not one big blob of paint, okay? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to make the base of the dandelion, okay? This. So I have another piece of cardboard that I've already cut a little bit, but I'm just going to finish it off here. And you're just going to take a pair of scissors and cut less than halfway up the toilet paper roll, and try and get them to all be about the same height wherever you cut. Like, you don't want to cut and stop right here if the other ones are up high. You want to go all the way up about the same height. And there we go. So now what we want to do is we want to try and fold these back a little. Okay. Like that. Okay, I'm gonna move all of my other stuff out of the way. Now you might have just seen I have my Q-tips wrapped up with a hairband, and then I use some tape because I kind of want them all together. But if you have extras, you can leave them individually, that's fine too. Okay, get that out of the way. So we're gonna start by dipping our cardboard piece into the paint, and you want to look at it and just make sure that you have enough paint on it. Okay, and then what we do is we dab it onto the paper. You can use any color paper you want. Okay, and I'm going to make another one too. Right over here. Now if you don't have white paint, that's completely fine. You could make these multicolored flowers using other types of paints. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. Now I'm going to take my cap. Move this. I'm going to take my cap. I'm going to dip that into the paint. Okay, I'm just going to tap it right into the middle of my dandelion here. You probably all see a lot of dandelions in your yards right now. And right now they're yellow, but pretty soon they're going to turn to look somewhat like this with the seeds, and then those seeds are just going to float into the air, and I'm going to show you how we can make it look like that in just a minute. So now I'm going to take my Q-tips, okay, dip that into the paint, and I'm just going to add some dots around the center, fill in that empty gap in between the bottle cap and the rest of the dandelion. Okay, if you want to add some on the outside, that's totally fine too. Kind of scatter them around. So right now what we're doing is, this is a technique in painting called stippling, because I'm not blending any paint. I'm just tapping the paper with my painting supply, which is Q-tips. And there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to take my paintbrush. I'm going to take one of my thin paintbrushes. Okay, and I'm going to dip it into the paint. And I like to twist the paintbrush so that it catches all of the bristles and it gets it kind of nice and pointy. I'm just going to start right in the center here. just make a nice little thin line coming down. Just like that. Okay. And now I'm going to take a cotton ball. And again, if you don't have a cotton ball, that's totally fine. You can use a paper towel. Okay. So I dab some paint onto the cotton ball. I'm going to dab off any extra onto my palette that I have my paint. And this is how we're going to make it look like the seeds are kind of blowing off of the dandelion into the wind. And if I kind of put them in a particular direction, you can kind of tell the direction of the wind too. So the wind is blowing that way. And there you have it. Now, to make it complete, like any artist does, you can sign your name at the bottom, in the bottom right corner. And don't forget to date it. I'm going to do 5/20. All right, I hope you have fun, and I can't wait to see your end products.